Do you have an idle mind? Do you have an idle heart? Which leads to having idle hands. What the hell are you talking about, TCR? So, what I'm talking about is, are you busy? Not are you saying that you're busy, but you're really not busy. Are you actually busy working on valuable things? Are you busy working on your growth and your progression, or have you fell off? Have you given up on your goals? Is your mind idle? What does it mean to have idle mind? When I say an idle mind, it means you don't have any real purpose or direction in what you're doing. So I will talk about myself. Back in the days, I had a very, very idle mind, which led to an idle heart, which led to idle hands because I wasn't really doing anything productive. I was just, hanging out. Like I remember when I was in high school. When I was in high school, we had this one friend's house that would hang out, and we would spend hours there doing absolutely nothing. Turn the TV on, talk a lot of nonsense, talk a lot of mess, but nothing productive, right? And that carried on for a while. But then as I grew older, I saw that, like, I can remember countless hours upon hours playing video games, not doing anything productive with my life. As I grew older, I started to say, okay, what am I doing? When I heard about the concept of time is money and allocating a value cost to every hour of your life, to me, I was like, you know what? Why only every hour? I broke it down to every minute, every second of your life has a value. And when you waste that time, you are wasting money. And you can always make money back, but you cannot make time back. That's one of the reasons that I created my time cost calculator to see, okay, let me make sure that I am properly valuing my time. I'm properly allocating my time, which honestly, I have to go. I think I'm going to have that like always on to say, okay, what am I doing? Even when I'm pairing, when I'm multitasking, when I'm pairing my tasks together, but am I pairing it with the right things? Am I wasting my time? Am I having an idle, like even if I'm busy, let's say preparing content, preparing a live stream, preparing a presentation and stuff like that. What am I pairing that with? Am I wasting my time somewhere else? Or can I maybe I could instead of wasting that time elsewhere, maybe I can say, oh, you know what, while I'm doing this, let me listen in onto this course. Let me get a better, let me listen forward onto the DevOps course. Let me listen forward onto the large language model course. Even if I'm not, actively like 100% focused in, but listening to it, hearing it is going to resonate. Why do I bring that up? Because for me, what I noticed is that when we are not working towards a goal, we get so distracted. We start worrying about all types of random things, and I'm like, why does this matter? I remember I remember like when I was going through some tough times in my life, right? And I had to look in the mirror and I had to say, you know what? There's nobody else here with you. You are by yourself. And and I had to accept that because I had to fix myself. There was nobody there to help me to fix me. So I had to fix myself, and I became very, very hardened, resilient, cold, whatever, right? And like I said before, a lot of people they don't understand that about me. They don't like that about me, and I couldn't care less, right? Because when at the end of the day, people will they'll do it. They're gonna do what they're gonna have to. They're gonna do what's best for them. And you know what? I 100% approve of people doing what's best for them. I mentioned it last week. My song, "Flaky People," people come and people go. It is what it is. It is what it is. But for me, I that's why I love that song, "Guarded Hearts." Right? I have my heart guarded all the time. Uh, I am always I'm always willing to walk away from anything, anyone, right? So, and that's why I always have to analyze. Like we should always be doing a self analysis, looking in the mirror, reflecting to see where we are at, the places that we're spending our time in. Is it actually adding value? Are you adding value there, and is it adding value to you? Because if you are constantly only adding value to a spot and then it's not being reciprocated, like, the reciprocal tariffs, right? If you are always paying the tariff and they're not paying back the tariff to you, then the question is, what are you going to do? Should we engage in this trade? Idle minds are deadly because they lead to all sorts of conflict within yourself. It doesn't lead to conflict, like it manifests in conflicts with the external world, but it's a conflict in your mind because you are not busy. You do not have anything to do. That's why for me, I'm always looking, what's the next thing? What's the next challenge? What's the next competition? What's the next thing to learn? What is the next thing to build? And that is like the people that I work with closely one-on-one. That is what I'm always challenging them with, right? I have one of my tech barbarians right now. We've been working together for over a year now, and we've jumped from different project to build experience. They were when I first started working with them, I got them working on a mobile app. They learned so many different things about mobile testing. Then I brought them into the app that we were working on. They're in a whole different country, but they make the time. They are always available to do whatever it takes to get done. And now they're taking the lead on a project for a new app that we're building in order to build that strength and that resiliency. I have another person in another foreign country who they are always growing, always working to better themselves, to better their skill set so that they can grow and they can run it up. And I'm like, all right, the people that I work with closely, I cannot allow them to have an idle mind, because idle hands, how does the saying go? Idle hands are the devil's playground. So I'm always looking to sharpen my mind. Always looking to sharpen my mind. Somebody told me the other day, iron sharpens iron, and that's true. But how does that manifest amongst people? See, for me, I'm always looking to put myself amongst other great people, amongst people who are warriors, who are looking to, and you don't have to be a warrior in like fighting or whatever. It's whatever it is that you're good at, whatever it is that you're dedicated to, whatever it is that you are working on to craft, to hone yourself, right? I've seen so many people within my own family, like they'll start something and they'll start off really, really, really strong. They might go for a week, they might go for 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden, they slowly start to back away. And then you invested so much time to see them successful. And then it's like, it wasn't really that serious. The idle mind syndrome gets them. And then with idle minds, you get idle hands, and it is a disaster from there. And that's why it's like, I'll tell you this. Coaching people, helping people, it is hard. It is so hard because a lot of times you end up wanting it more than them because your mind isn't idle, but you can't control somebody else's mind. I mean, some people try to, but you can't control somebody else's mind. And for me, I'm not looking to be responsible or to control anybody, right? Not even my son, right? Because as I see this kid growing, very, very smart, very, very independent, and I want to guide him. I want to put the boundaries, like, all right, this is the framework that we're working on. But it's not like putting you like, oh, you have to go this way, that way. No, we're gonna figure it out together. And now there's some parameters that are gonna be set, but I'm not trying to like put a leash on you or anything like that, you know. So that's but for one thing that with everyone, like I don't like idle minds, because it always leads to destruction, to disaster, all of this type of stuff, right? So for me, I'm like, all right, and I always ask you, okay, what is your goal for today? What are you working on? What are we trying to accomplish? You know, for I guess I have a really, really strong development mindset, right? Software development, like we're Scrum mindset. We're always looking for like, okay, what are we trying to accomplish for the past 2 weeks? What are we trying to accomplish? Because for me, I break it down. Okay, what are we trying to accomplish for the past 2 weeks? For this upcoming 2 weeks, what are we going to accomplish for the day that's going to lead up to what are we trying to accomplish for the next 2 weeks? And then after we get there, then we look back on it and say, okay, how did we do? Let's assess it. How did we do? What did we accomplish? What do we need to improve on? How can we get better? All those type of things. And that's how my mind is built. I I'm always adding on new things to do. And here's a part that's a bit frustrating, because they'll say, "Oh, I want an opportunity. I want an opportunity. I want an opportunity." Then you give them the opportunity, and then they do it a little bit, and they're gone. They're ghost. I'm like, and here's the problem, right? Because you have started something, it is so hard for you to walk away from something that you started. It's even when you drop it on for somebody else, you're making an opportunity available for somebody else, but then they don't take it, and now you're like, oh, now do I keep this thing going or do I drop it? You know, it's just an interesting dynamic. And for me, I'm always looking. I'm like, that's why I say you always have to analyze and assess to see, okay, are we being efficient? Are we wasting time? Are we being idle? Like I was saying, when I was in college, I spent. And this is probably why I did so poorly when I started computer science, and I ended up, maybe computer science isn't for me, but I would go to class, not understand everything, and then I would get from class, and instead of like really trying to find resources to learn this stuff, I was playing video games till like 2:00 in the morning, playing Madden. I forgot what year was it, Madden? I think it had to be Madden 2002, 2003. Running Michael Vick all around the field, but I got nothing done. I got nothing done. My mind was so idle. And then I had friends that lived like in the same place that I lived. So then I would walk over there and would spend hours, and I'm not doing anything. I'm not getting anything done. It was my fault. Like I didn't understand. I did not do good in computer science because it was my fault. Because although I didn't get the background about what it was, but once I got there, I didn't work hard at it. I would rather play Madden. I would rather hang out at friends' houses. Stuff like that. That's why as I started to grow, as I started to see the world for not what it ought to be, but for what it actually is and was, I had to separate myself. I would, and it's like you end up meeting so many different people along the path, but then you end up having to separate yourself from them along the path as well. Whether it's friendships, whether it's relationships, whatever the case may be. But you start to see, like, because you don't know at first like what it is that you're getting into, but then and the hardest thing to do is to separate yourself. But for me now, it's been getting pretty easy, because I'll be like, you know what, this ain't working. We cool and all, but I have work to do. And that's why I'm always all right. Who wants to travel with me? Let's do it. But as soon as you are ready to go a separate direction, I'm like, cool. I'm still good with you. I don't take anything personal, right? I don't take anything personal. So and the reason that I cannot take anything personal, because as soon as you start taking things personal, then that's when the idleness comes in, and that's when you start getting into all sorts of trouble. And I'm like, I'm not trying to get into trouble, because honestly, at the end of the day, nothing really matters like that to me, right? I'm like, all right, looking in the mirror, what have we accomplished? Like I said the other day, right? I've been working so hard for this upcoming competition, which is in a couple of days now, and I can't like. I have to stay focused. The people that I train with, right? We are all like focused, going in the same direction, having a common goal. When you have a common goal with a group of people, then you're able to better collaborate. But then once you accomplish that goal, like I'll give you an example, a work example, right? We have a common sprint goal every 2 weeks, right? And we come together, we work on it, and then after like the day is done, the work is done, we go our separate ways. It's not like we're trying to be besties and stuff like that. We're trying to hang out together. It's when we have work to do together, we do the work, and then when the work is done, we go, and then we come back to work, and we go our separate ways. So many times we try to make friends out of everybody. We try to build this relationship and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, I want to work. I want to achieve greatness. I want to extract greatness with one another. We don't have to be the best of friends. We don't even have to like each other. There have been plenty of people that I have been able to do great work with without even having to like the person, because I focus on the work. I've always focused on getting the job done. You don't like me? Cool. I don't like you? Cool. Can we get the job done? Cool. All right. Job is done. We go our separate ways. We come back together. We do more work. We go our separate ways. Because at the end of the day, the victory is more important. Look at Shaq and Kobe. They hated each other, right? But they did great. They did great work. Then they got into their feelings. They started getting idle minds, idle hands, all of that good stuff. And then that's when they had to end up breaking up something that could have been great. They could have had 6 championships. But the idle minds, the idle hearts, the ego gets in the way. For me, like, I know that I am not that important, that nobody's thinking about me like that. No, because and I don't want them to. I just want to add value. I want my work to speak for me. I don't want it to be about me. I want it to be about the work that I can do, right? And in the process, I'm gonna have lots of fun. We're gonna have different thoughts. But if you don't agree with some of the things that I say, then I love it. I love it, because guess what? I don't agree with 99% of the things that people say, anyways, right? And I don't think that and I think the biggest problem that and why people can't get along, why people can't work together, it's because they want to be liked instead of wanting to be successful. Give me the success. Love me or hate me, give me the success, right? I don't care about none of that stuff. Give me the success. Let's win. That's what I want to do. Right? So that's how I process. That's how I think about it. Is where like, can we extract greatness from one another? That's the only thing that's on my mind. How can we extract greatness? If we can't do it, then we don't need, like, then there's no purpose here, right? But if we can do it, then let's run it up. Simple as that. Idle minds. It is such a big distraction for everyone. And that's why, like, for me, I'm always looking to stay busy, always looking to stay focused. What is the next mission? What is the next thing that we need to do? That is where my mind is at. That is what I'm thinking about. Everything else, I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less. It's just not for me. Like, I've been like this for way too long. There's nothing that is going to have me to change that, because I've always been mission-based, mission-focused. Let's get out there. Let's get to work. Let's get it. Let's win. Let's win. That's my mindset. Do you want to win? Or do you enjoy having the idle mind? Do you enjoy getting into all sorts of different troubles and stuff like that? Because being idle leads to chaos. It's like a car. It's like a car that just sits there forever and ever and ever. And then you go to turn it on and nothing happens. You're like, what's going on? Why? Like, I never used the car. Well, that's the problem. The car is just like your mind. Are you using your mind? Are you keeping it busy? Are you keeping it stimulated? There are so many things that we start that we should be so much further along on. But because we get so distracted here, we get so distracted there, we end up nowhere. Whatever it is. Take a look back. What have you started in the past 30 days, right? And where are you at with it now? Look back. What have you started in the past 30 days? Where were you supposed to be today? Where are you now? That is my parting question for you. I want you to think about it. Let it resonate. And then ask your question, why am I not where I was supposed to be today? That is my final question for you. Why, for whatever you started 30 days ago, why are you not there today? What's stopping you? What's holding you back? What distracted you from achieving the greatness that you set for yourself? What is it? That's what you got to figure out. That is not for me to answer. You know the answer to that. And it's up to you to figure it out. It is up to you to make it better. All right? Anyways, those are my thoughts for today. Short, sweet, maybe not so sweet, but short to the point. Let's do better. Let's get rid of these idle minds. Let's stay busy. Let's stay focused. Let's win. Let's win together. See me? If you want to win, I have no problem winning with you. If you want to stay idle, if you want to stay in one spot, then love you. But I cannot do it with you, right? Because I'm moving. I am always on the go, going at 100 miles an hour, up early, sleep late, busy, getting things done, right? Live streams, coaching calls, different type of creating AI music and more. Jiu-jitsu, working. I work one place, get off of that, go work somewhere else, because I'm always growing, always winning, always building. All right. With that being said, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Candid Conversations, hosted by yours truly, Techo Droff, where we are engineered to win. All right. Do me a favor on your way out. If you have the capacity, the heart, the guts to, do me a big favor, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications so you know every time that we go live and drop new content. I say all of this because I want you to win. I want you to grow. I do not want you to have an idle mind. I don't want you to have an idle heart, because I know it will lead to idle hands, and there is nothing but trouble, chaos, and destruction after that. All right. So I do this because I care for you and I want you to win. All right. That's the only reason I share these messages, because I know the greatness that you have inside of you. And I want you to extract that greatness from you. And I want you to extract the greatness from me. All right. So that's my thoughts. Other thoughts, do me a favor, go to techcoach.dev if you want to join the winning team, if you want to work with me one-on-one, if you want to get access to exclusive content, if you want to join the Team TechCoach Discord, where we're going to be doing amazing things in there, go to techcoach.dev, sign up today for a plan, a tier, and we can win together. You see the mindset. If this mindset is not for you, then I understand and I respect your decision. But if you want to win, if you want to level up, if you want to work hard, then come join the team. Come work with Techo Droff, and let's run it up. Let's win together. All right. With that being said, we are out of here. Have an amazing rest of your Monday. Have an amazing rest of your week. Techo Droff, we are out.
They say I don't live in reality, and dreams I float like a stream. They say I need to grow up, who cares? Life's a wild, crazy thing. Sorry for thinking you can be successful. Magic in the air we breathe. I believe too much in you, girl, more than the things they preach. They say I don't see their ways, never colored inside their lines. But I'm dancing on the edge to my own rhythm, feeling fine. Not everyone is not me, and that's my favorite part. We are wild, untamed, and free, with fire inside our hearts. Whispering tales of dreams on a road less traveled by. Our footsteps light as feathers in the glowing sunset sky. Sorry for thinking you can be successful. Magic in the air we breathe. I believe too much in you, girl, more than the things they preach. I don't see their ways, never colored inside their lines. But I'm dancing on the edge to my own rhythm, fees they preach. They say I don't see their ways, never colored inside their lines. But I'm dancing on the edge to my own rhythm, feelings they preach. Not everyone is not me, and that's my favorite part. We are wild, untamed, and free, with fire inside our hearts, whispering tales of dreams on a road less traveled by. Our footsteps light as feathers in the glowing sunset sky. Not everyone is not me, and that's my favorite part. We are wild, untamed, and free, with fire inside our hearts. Whispering tales of dreams on a road less traveled by. Our footsteps light as feathers in the glowing sunset sky. Whispering tales of dreams on a road less traveled by. Our footsteps light as feathers in the glowing sunset sky.